Hello guys, and welcome to this first part of a two-part video. This is going to be my first impressions of the SSK021, new USA exclusive GMT from Seiko under their Seiko 5 range. Now, I've been eyeing this watch up for the best part of maybe 6 months, since whenever it was released at the end of 2023. I finally got one, and the reason I've got one is actually I'm going to be modifying it for a client here in Dubai as well. But seeing as it's the first of its type I've actually held, I thought I need to make a video about this because I really like this. So SSK021, it was part of 3 watches which were released I think in the last quarter of 2023, and they were solely going to be sold in the US market. It is possible to get these watches elsewhere, but you might have to scour various online resellers, eBay, etc. to find yours. I think this is the nicest one of the set. It's got a few unique features which we'll discuss, which we haven't seen on SSK GMTs before, but I often like watches because of their dials, and this is really no exception. This is a gorgeous deep grey dial. Occasionally we see a similar grey in some of Seiko's other watches, but this one, I don't know, with the gold, especially that gold GMT hand, I absolutely love it. I think this looks fantastic. So I have already had it out of the box once, and I was immediately impressed. Really, let's get in on that dial so we can really see the new colour. In person, I can honestly say it looks even better. The SSK001 that I'm often using for making mods into the Batman, the Pepsi is a popular one, the Joker. It's a really versatile watch because of its black dial. I think this may start to overtake it just because of that lovely deep grey colour, and yet it's still got silver indices. So this does, and it's got a little bit of gold actually. I've just spotted that GMT text is in gold as well. So that's, I mean, it lends itself perfectly to a two-tone build. This is also the first time we're seeing a different color bezel in an SSK. So this, don't forget, is your standard smooth action bezel. This one's quite tight actually. We've got the Cyclops that doesn't actually magnify the date much at all. It is really there just for aesthetics. We've got the same bezel insert as we get on the SSK001 that sort of magically flicks from looking completely black to two colors. A cool bezel insert, it is their, I believe it's their Hardlex glass, which is the same as the crystal. Both of these will scratch over time, so they're not ideal, and we are actually going to change both of those in this build in the upcoming video. One thing I didn't really understand is this is clearly a two-tone design. Why didn't they make the crown yellow, yellow gold as well to match the bezel? I didn't really get that. Also, the bracelet is the same SSK001, or any of the SSKs that are in silver come with this same bracelet. I was hoping to maybe we'll get a little bit of extra gold on that bracelet, but I really like the dial color. I would honestly say, even as it is, slight imperfections. I think having a bit more gold around the case of the watch might have been nice, but then again, not everyone likes too much gold. So that GMT hand really stands out. In case you've not seen the operation of one of these, I can show you quickly. We've got the winding at the crown. It's not a screw down crown in these, but they do still have 100 meters of water resistance, which is absolutely fine for your everyday needs. If we pull the crown fully out, we can set the time, and of course the GMT hand travels around the face once every 24 hours, so half the speed of the regular hour hand. And then if you, let's just put it somewhere like that, if you pull it gently to the first position, so there's closed, there's 1, and then there's 2 to set the time. If we pull it to the first position, rotate clockwise, we can set that GMT hand independently from anything else. So this is what we would use to track another time zone, and then you can take it a step further once you've set your time zone in 24 hours, you can also actually get a third time zone by changing the bezel. Realistically, no one will ever use that, but it is actually quite helpful to have a second time zone if you're traveling. Many people complain that this isn't a true GMT like you get on a Rolex, for example, where it's a similar set of hands, except it's the hour, the local hour, the small hour hand, the regular 12-hour hour that will adjust independently. That does make traveling easier, but considering you're going to be setting up either regardless, this is no big deal. So I think for its price, and the retail price I believe is $475, that's a little high. To be honest, no one will ever buy it at that price anyway, because I've seen them marked down significantly from that, even from resellers, even for this seemingly harder to find model. For the price in the sort of $300-ish range, it's a brilliant watch. Fully recommend it as it is. Same with any of the SSKs. I think everyone needs to have one in their collection. I've done more of a review of my first impressions of the older models. This is no different. It's got the nice Seiko signed Jubilee bracelet with the fold over clasp. My last complaint was this clasp is a little bit thin and flimsy, but when it's on the wrist, it really doesn't matter too much. It is a sort of solid end link design, which is rare for Seiko, and most importantly, it is a tapering bracelet. So it starts from 22 and it goes down to, I believe it's 20, or no, I think it's 18 down at the clasp. So finally they've started to taper their bracelets down, which makes the watch look so much nicer on the wrist. The case back, I like the exhibition style we've got here, and it's the 4R34 movement, same as the NH34. It just has the Seiko S or Seiko 5 logo and a few other bits of text on there. Overall, really, really nice watch. 100% recommend this color. I think it's gorgeous as it is. It's not too much gold. It'll go with any outfit pretty much. A little, maybe a little bit more flashy, but that really deep gray dial color really makes it stand out. So really happy with the base watch. As I mentioned though, we are going to modify it. I'll talk you through some of the parts we're going to use for this, and then I'll create a new video showing you the finished outcome as well. Let me get you a quick wrist shot of it as it is though. So feels nice and secure. There's plenty of adjustment in the clasp as well. There's actually 4 holes here. But on my 7 3/4 inch wrist, we've got, I think it suits me quite well actually. They do wear smaller than your typical, than you might believe, to be honest, because it's a 42.5 case. However, I'd say in person, it does look a little bigger on the camera. I can see here in person, this is about my limit. Usually I'd wear slightly bigger watches than this, but Seikos always wear much smaller. So it's really down to this short lug length here. But this is a super versatile size. Anyone from even a smaller wrist, small as sort of 6.5 inch to 7 3/4 like I am, will find this absolutely fine. For a real comparison, I would always say 41 millimeters. This is the actual size of this watch because that's the bezel size, 41. But yeah, even with the wrist roll, I feel like something's lacking here, and you can probably see what we're going to do with it. So let me talk you through some of these parts that we're going to add to try and elevate this a little bit further. You guys may have seen me do this before. If you're not new to the channel, if you are, welcome. Please subscribe. Please also check out my website, SVK Watches. I'm based in Dubai and I modify watches for custom clients and private clients around the world. So this is the big one. It's going to be the two-tone Jubilee. This bracelet is from WATCH&STYLE, and it solves a few of those annoyances. For example, much more solid clasp design. You get less adjustment, but on a Jubilee you don't really need too many spots of adjustment. Nice solid clasp, fully solid end links, and most importantly, it's got the yellow gold PVD coating down the middle links. So that's a little bit of a preview, and the color matches really well actually as well. You can see if it will focus, yeah, there we go. You can kind of see where we're going with this. The other thing was we wanted to change the crown to gold, and we want to get rid of some of this hard lex and upgrade it to sapphire and ceramic. That's what I've found really works with some of the other models. So we have got NAMOKIMODS NMK 355 crystal, which is a flat topped sapphire crystal. It's going to get rid of the cyclops, and it's going to go right to the edge of the bezel. The bezel is also going to be different though. We are going to use this bezel insert, which is what is now I think called the Guinness style. It doesn't show up so good on this light setup I've got now, but I'll get you a better image of the final watch, of course, when we do it in the next video. It is, the bottom half of this is grey and the top half is black. I don't know if you can kind of see in between the 6 here, you should be able to tell the difference. Either way, we are going to get this ceramic bezel insert, that's from DLW watches, onto the watch. We're also going to change the actual bezel from the Seiko style with the sort of twin row of sort of knurling effect there into the sub style, which is a little more grippy and a little thicker on the edges as well. This is going to stand out that little bit more. So we're definitely going to add a bit more gold to the watch, especially with the gold numbers on the bezel. You can see that black and grey there actually. Gold numbers on the bezel, a slightly chunkier bezel, and a gold crown, and this one is S signed as well. So I think that's going to make a really nice difference. It's going to elevate this watch to something that feels a bit more premium as well, especially with the bracelet, the gold crown that will match, nice chunky bezel, ceramic, sapphire. What you don't need to do anymore to make this look OEM plus, basically. Mostly standard watch with these choice upgrades is going to make a big difference. So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please keep watching. Check your notifications for the next video, which is going to show you all of this put together. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's at Seiko Mods Dubai. I'll leave a link for everything in the description. And yeah, if you are considering this SSK021, absolutely go and buy it. I think it is a fantastic watch on its own. I said that about the SSK001 and the SSK003 and any other SSK models. I think they're just a great package from Seiko as standard. If you do want to go a bit more high-end with some of the parts, you can, and it's not too expensive to do that. I've even got a tutorial to show you how to do it yourself. Anyways, let me get on with this build, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.